Hello everyone. Today we will discuss one question on a quadratic function which involves the trajectory of a golf ball. Let me read the question for you. In a golf practice in a hall, Hanif hits the golf ball from point A and it drops into the first hole, point B, as shown in diagram 9. So this is the starting point A. The ball goes all the way and drops into point B. The distance is 10 meters. Please take note. So express the function hx, which is negative x square plus 10x, represents the height achieved by the golf ball in meters. The height of the roof is 50 meters. Express hx in the form of hx equals to a open bracket x plus b close bracket square plus q, where a, p and q are constants. Part B, state the maximum height achieved by the ball in meters, and part C is a different scenario. So let us just go into part A and part B first, then we move to part C. Okay, basically what they want in part A is that we have the equation in general form. So I'm highlighting to you the general form. Hx equals to negative x square plus 10x. So we need to convert this into vertex form. So in order to convert to vertex form, we need to do the completing square method. So let me show you how to do this. Okay, let me do part A here. So the function that is given to us is hx equals to negative x square plus 10x. So the A value is negative 1, the B value is 10, and the C value is 0. Please take note the C value is 0 because the entire pathway start from origin. As you can see in the diagram above, we are taking this as the origin. So you can imagine a y-axis here, and you can imagine this as your x-axis. That will make your life easier and better understanding. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So we can see clearly point A is starting at the origin. So I can take this as 0 and 0. That is the reason why I take C as 0. And here also the C value given is 0. So this is general form. I need to convert to vertex form. So I will do the completing square method. The first step to do the completing square method, you have to factorize the negative out of the x square. So once you have factorized the negative out of the x square, your next step will be to do the completing square method. So you have x square minus 10x, and then you need to introduce plus negative 10 divided by 2 square minus negative 10 divided by 2 square, and then close bracket. Okay, so hx equals to negative square bracket x square minus 10x plus negative 5 square minus negative 5 square, and then close bracket. So now what happened? Hx is equals to negative square bracket open bracket x minus 5 square, because we have here x square and here negative 5 square. So we're going to put them together, and then we're going to write negative 5 square. And then as we continue, hx equals to negative square bracket bracket x minus 5 square and minus 25. So this negative need to go inside for both. Don't forget this step. So your hx will be negative bracket x minus 5 square plus 25. So that is the completion of completing square method. We are done with part A. Okay. So part B, state the maximum height achieved by the ball in meters is only 1 mark. So we can see the maximum height given here. So the maximum height will be 25. So the answer is for part B, height maximum is equivalent to 25 meters only. 1 mark question. As simple as that. Okay, now we move to part C. Part C is the K-bar question. You need to think a little bit. So let's go into part C. If Hanif wants the golf ball to drop into the third hole, point D, the path of the ball will pass through point E, which is 4 meter to the right of point A and 32 meter vertically above from the ground. Determine whether the ball hit by Hanif reached the roof of the hall. Give your reason for your answer. So now we have a new path. Just now we had one path. Let me highlight that in green. So this is the original path from starting from A, it is going all the way until B. So this is one path that is in green color. Now Hanif is now following a new path. Let me highlight in purple color. Starting from the same origin A, going through E and dropping at D. So we have a second path here. So we need to do the calculation for the second path. So let me do the calculation for the second part. So second part, we don't have the equation because this equation is only for the green path. Okay, so we can't use that. So I'll just name as a new function gx. So my new function will be gx, which is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. A new general equation because I don't know the a, I don't know the b, I don't know the c for the purple path. I don't have any information, but I know the C must be equals to 0 because both the green path and the purple path are starting at the same origin, which is point A. So my Y value will be 0. So my Y intercept will be 0. So I can make my GX equivalent to AX square plus BX. So I'm going through 2 points. One is point E, which is 4 and 32. Please read the question carefully because they say point A is 4 meter to, point E is 4 meter to the right and 32 meters above. So 4 meter to the right and 32 meters above. So you need to read the question in part C properly to get the coordinates of E. And it is landing at point D, which is 12 and 0. How do I get 12? Just observe the diagram. Here is 10, B is 10, C is plus another 1 meter, so becomes 11 plus another 1 meter becomes 12. So the coordinate of D is clearly 12 and 0. So we have two coordinates here. So I'm going to substitute into the equation and I'm going to make two sets of equation. So first one, I'm going to substitute 4 and 32. So what happens? A 4 square plus B multiplied by 4 is equivalent to 32. So it becomes 16A plus 4B equals to 32. That will be my first equation. My second equation will be A 12 square plus B multiplied by 12 equals to 0. So 144A plus 12B equals to 0. This will be my second equation. So you have two equations and two unknown. You can use simultaneous linear equation method to solve. So what will I do? I'll just make B subject here in order to make my life easier. So B, I can make B subject here. So when I make B subject, 12b is equals to negative 144a. Therefore, b equals to negative 144a divided by 12. So, b equals to negative 12a. b equals to negative 12a. This will be my third equation. And I'm going to put that into my first equation here. I'll put into my first equation. So, what happens? It becomes 16a plus 4 times negative 12a equals to 32. So 16a minus 48a equals to 32. So 16 minus 48, negative 32. Negative 32a equals to 32. Therefore, a equals to 32 divided by negative 32, which in return gives negative 1. Which in return gives negative 1. So what is happening here? Since your a is negative 1, your b is negative 12a from here, this equation. So your b will be negative 12 times negative 1, which gives you 12. So I already find my A, I already find my B, put back into the main equation. So my gx will be negative x square plus 12x. Negative x square plus 12x. So in order to find the maximum height, we need to do computing square method for this equation, because without doing computing square method, I can't find the maximum height. So I need to do computing square method. So I will repeat the steps that I did for part A. Whatever that we did here in this section, we need to do again in order to get the maximum height as shown here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I'll factorize the negative. So x square minus 12x. So what happened? Gx will be negative open bracket, open square bracket, x square minus 12x plus negative 12 divided by 2 square minus negative 12 divided by 2 square, and then close with the square bracket. So your gx will be negative x square minus 12x plus negative 6 square minus negative 6 square with the square bracket. Then as you continue, okay, let me continue on the other side. So your gx will be negative square bracket x square, sorry, not x square, open bracket x minus 6 square, and then minus negative 6 square with the square bracket. So what happens to your gx? Your gx will become negative x minus 6 square. So this will become negative 36. So gx will be, you have to put inside the negative like what I did for part A. So x minus 6 square, and this one become 36. So we can make a conclusion that the maximum height, if we follow the green path, will be 36 only, and the height of the roof is 50 mm. So 36 is less than 50 mm, so it does not hit the roof. That is the conclusion. Okay. So please revisit the entire video, follow all the working. I'm sure you'll understand. If you have any question, please drop comments below. Thank you.